Hi guys, it's April and well, this is another one of my what am I gonna color next live streams. I'm not actually gonna get started coloring in what actually won. I wanted to sit and talk about what I'm thinking about doing for that page so that you can get your supplies together so we can maybe color along, or you guys can help me decide on how I am going to color a page, because sometimes the page that ends up winning, for whatever reason, I have no idea how I want to color it yet. It's just a page that I've always wanted to color. So I'm going to first step through all of the pages that were on the voting. I put a poll up on Twitter and a post up here on YouTube on the community tab. I do that every single time we're about to start something new. I kind of enjoy it just to see what you guys are kind of feeling, and then it gets me out of a rut of what I would choose all of the time. Now, if you go over on Twitter, Now, if you go over on Twitter, I don't know why I suddenly have a frog in my throat. Give me a second. Now, if you go over on Twitter, you can actually see the poll results. And we've got some tie going on over there. So YouTube is pretty much the one that pulled it in a certain direction. But before I get too far into that, let me kind of move some of these things out of the way. And I will quickly show you the possibilities. So option A was out of this gorgeous coloring book. This is Mythographic Dream Garden. This is the Fabio Antonozzo. She's got a couple in this series now. This Mythographic series is done by several different artists at this point, and they kind of just rotate. Now, the option in this one, I call it the unknown, or just unknown, mainly because these little symbols and things remind me a lot of the Pokemon, the unknown Pokemon. So that's kind of where this comes from. I just thought it was cool. Possibility of doing some kind of outer space background in through here with different like pinks and purples and greens and blues and blacks, which is why I pulled this page out. Option B is one that I've had kind of on the list for a while, and it's out of Stephanie Law's Succulent Dragons. I just recently got her newest coloring book. I have a flip through up on my video if you want to go check that out, because her artwork is absolutely stunning. I'm in awe of her. But I pulled out this one right here. I'm a little nervous about these, but I love how they're done because you got some of these lighter colors and these darker colors for the outlines, and playing around with those could be fun. Now, this is one of those ones that I would probably do all colored pencils because there is stuff on the back, and I have started coloring in some of the smaller dragons. I do have some videos up of me doing those guys, but I haven't tackled a large page yet. So that is why that was in the poll. And then we have Sakum's Natural Enchantment coloring book. This was from 2018. And I have, let's see if I can get it. I call her Red Hood. I haven't decided if I'm going to take my own spin on this or if I am going to attempt to do a imitation of what this original piece looks like, because this original piece by her is absolutely stunning. So it's one of those ones that I might, to get some practice on different styles, I might mimic her art style, or I might just go off and do my own thing and make this a total play off of Little Red Riding Hood, because me and fairy tales, absolutely adore fairy tales. So that was option C, and then there was option D, which I originally put in there because Betty White's birthday is this month, and I thought it would be appropriate, and I hadn't colored in this coloring book yet, but now, given everything that has happened, it feels even more appropriate in a weird, odd sense of the way, because the last of the Golden Girls have decided to leave us, and it's a little heartbreaking, not gonna lie. So in this one, before I get like teary-eyed and start crying on you, because that's not necessary, I have this beautiful page here with all of the Golden Girls. I was going to color this one as realistic as possible. I do have a reference photo for it that I've had for a while when I first showed this coloring book. I have a flip through of this one. I have a flip through of all 4 of these coloring book. No, except for Succulent Dragons. I have flip throughs on my channel if you want to see more images that are in these coloring books. But when I was flipping through, this is the one that caught my eye of the one I probably wanted to do, because it's kind of iconic. You've got all 4 of them, and it's really easy to find reference photos, so I can make it as realistic as possible. So this one will be one of those ones that I kind of did like Luna in the Harry Potter coloring book. That's kind of what I'm thinking for this. Now, which of these 4 coloring books won? I mentioned over on Twitter that we have a little bit of a tie. The tie ended up being between the Red Hood in Sakum's coloring book and Golden Girls. So then I had to go over to YouTube, and YouTube is a fun place when I'm doing voting, because sometimes you can end up voting for more than one if you can't decide, because a lot of you guys sometimes like, well, I really like A, but I kind of want you to do C or things like that, which I absolutely love, and I take that into consideration, and I mark you down for both, because I don't know why, I just do, because I don't want to make a decision for you, and I totally understand when there are 2 that are really, really calling to you, hence why I do these polls in the first place, because all of these pages are calling to me in some way. But after putting all of those in, and I think a little bit had to do with everything that was going on in the world, it did end up being the Golden Girls coloring book. So, here's my plan. Like I mentioned, I'm thinking full-on realism. It's probably going to take me gosh darn forever, but I think it's going to be worth it. Now, the fun thing about this coloring book, while the paper isn't the best quality, it's better than traditional coloring book paper quality, but it's still got that almost construction paper kind of feel. So I know it's not going to stand up very well to a lot of wet stuff. But because I'm never going to color these pages that have these random patterns, I'm more focused on these kind of pages. I'm not worried about ruining the picture on the other side. Which means my plan is to start with a marker base, get the colors laid down, and then I'm going to come back with colored pencils, and I'm going to give these wonderful ladies some really fine detail, and it's going to look amazing. At least it is in my head. I actually have, like I said, I have a reference photo. Aren't they lovely? I adore them. So I'm going to be using this picture as my color reference for coloring this page. Now, I haven't quite decided how I'm going to handle the background, because I am not a huge fan of the pattern that they decided to add to this coloring book. I don't have an acrylic paint that would match that, but I might be able to mix and come up with an acrylic paint and just like paint that weird pattern out. I might do that. So this might be a mixed media piece of markers and acrylic and colored pencils, which I think is what I've been working up to this moment as. I think I've gotten practice at this point that it's something I want to try, but I think matching that peachy pink color is going to be an adventure. But I think it needs to be done because I really, really don't like that pattern in the background. I don't know how you guys feel about the pattern. I feel like they just added busy work to add busy work because they didn't want the picture to feel bottom heavy. Especially given the way they cropped this picture. I don't understand it. As a photographer, you never want to cut someone off at the knees. And then there's no breathing room on either side, but if they had matched the original picture, these ladies would be even smaller and the details even finer. So that might have been why they blew it up. But they also could have shifted everybody up and we would have gotten more down here of them. I don't know. I'm critiquing this coloring book in a weird way. I'm going to stop that now. So, starting next week, I'm going to be coloring this glorious page and all the nostalgia is going to be real. I would love if you guys would come and join me, either coloring in one of your books or picking up this book and coloring with me, or just hanging out, doing your day. I will be back here, same time, same place, 11 Central, next Sunday to start in on this page. Do I know how long it's going to take me? No idea. But I think it is going to be an amazing experiment because like I said, I haven't ever used all three of those media together, but I think it should be, it'll be good. It'll be good. I don't have any more to just babble endlessly about today. And apparently we are going to have some Golden Girls trivia in the chat. So if you are a Golden Girls fanatic, the chat sounds like it's going to be super fun. I think this is going to be great. I've been meaning to do this coloring book, or at least a page in this coloring book, for quite a while. I got this almost 4 years ago as a wedding gift. Technically, it was a gag gift for my husband, but guess what? I'm going to be coloring in it. So this page next weekend, I hope to see you there. I know this live stream was super, super short. Unfortunately, I've got some things I need to do today, the beginning of the year, the beginning of 2022. It's going to be a great year, guys. I hope to see you back here next weekend. And as always, I heart you beautiful faces. Bye.